What's up, YouTube family? I'm Artie, your host of the DMC show. Let's talk about it, and what do you think about that? Sponsored by Dad's Marketing and Consoles. Today's video, or rather this week's video, is a little bit interesting because we're going to talk about the Supreme Court and we're going to talk about my feelings. Alright, so my feelings, your feelings, my feelings. Let's kick it off with the Supreme Court, right? So I'm bringing that up because I'm like, holy shit, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to anything that's happening in these court cases as far as the Second Amendment and being able to, basically protect yourself and use your weapon lawfully, peacefully, practice with it. Go to the range and just doing regular stuff with with your weapon of choice that you choose for, home defense, self-defense, defense, right? You need to be able to practice with it. You need to be able to use, right? So that you can use it, right? You practice with it so that you can use it, because like, what's the point of having it if when the time needs, you don't even know how to use it and you hurt yourself or someone that you love because of your improper use. So you need to be able to practice with it. You need to be able to move around with it, be comfortable with it. And that's just how I feel about that. Like, that only makes sense. And, right? So anything can be a weapon, right? You can use a pen as a weapon. You can stab somebody with a pen, you know what I'm saying? Even, scrape it across them to slice them. I mean, there's many ways that you can use many different things that are not technically described as a weapon, but as a weapon. And I say that to say that it's not the gun, right? A gun is a tool that people control. Like, so a pencil doesn't fail the test. If you took a test and you used a pencil, is the pencil's fault? You know what I'm saying? Is it the pencil's fault that you didn't choose a pen because maybe you were supposed to use a pen to take the test? So you know what I'm saying? It's the person behind the tool and how they implement that instrument, whether offensively, defensively, or not as a weapon at all. All right. So the Supreme Court, right? That's supposed to be the highest court in the land. They're supposed to be the one who understands and fully delegates the rules of war. And I think they do a fucking excellent job. I'm an American, U.S. national of New York, and I do think they do a good job. I do think the Supreme Court serves us, the people, very well. And these inferior courts, the courts that are below them, beneath them, and should be following their lead, seem to think that they don't have to. It's like, fuck the Supreme Court. Part of my language, but like, yeah, there's like the Supreme Court, agreed and set these rules, whatever, and then these lower courts, states, city governments, and whatnot are just like, nah, the Supreme Court? Who? What? I ain't gotta listen to them. Who's those guys? What? Who are they? Right? That's what they're saying, right? They're giving them the big middle finger and saying, who are they? Who are they? If they're saying no, do things this way, these are the rules, these are the way things are supposed to be, and you go, nah, I don't agree with you. I'm gonna do what I want. That's what's going on, right? That's what's going on all over, our judicial branches, basically all of them, right? Because the ATF is also saying, hey, look, you know what? I know Congress is supposed to make rules or whatever, but fuck Congress, I'm gonna make my own rules, right? Like, yeah, it's crazy because I don't even think people don't know that it's even going on. People aren't even seeing that they're not hip to the game. They're not wise enough to like be understanding our rules and regulations. And that's what, not to be a Trump supporter or anything like that or whatever, but that's what Trump is trying to put people onto. Like, yo, it's been over 156 years since you people have been actually being the people. And go look it up. Trump is like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that or whatever, but it's not fraud or anything. These are the tax codes. These are the rules. These are the things that y'all have set out or whatever. And yet, I mean, if y'all don't like it, change it. But they're not gonna change it because their friends and they themselves are using those same policies and loopholes, and and it's crazy, right? So that's what the truckers are upset about, because it's not just it's not just the truckers. It's anybody who ever fills out any kind of financial statement anywhere and ever, even for your credit card, right? Because when you fill out a financial statement for your credit card, they're asking you for your estimated, your financial values or whatever and whatnot, right? So let's say you write down whatever you write down. Let's say you lose your job or your main source of income. Is that number still the same when they come and ask? Like, you feel me? So now, what kind of penalties are you going to be up for just because the number that you put down? Let's say you did crazy. Like, all right, let's say you didn't lose your main stream of income. Let's say you gained 8 more, or 8 times your main income gained 8 times, and you did 8 times better than what you thought you would do. Violation again, because no one was hurt in the Trump, in Trump's issue. Everybody made money. Right? So it's not it's just a matter of the number you said doesn't match the number that actually was. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a little bit bananas. But that's neither here nor there for right now. The point being that we haven't been practicing our rights as the people of this great country in so long that the government thinks that they own us, when in reality we own the government, right? And we set the tones and the standards, and we the people, we wrote these or whatever things or whatever, and the Supreme Court is supposed to uphold these values that we have, that was set by our forefathers and great men who originated this country, and wrote our Constitution, our Declaration of Independence, all these things or whatever, and we need to get back on it, because like that's the way we supposed to live life. And I don't know what's going on here, but it's becoming apparent to a lot more people. People are becoming woke and seeing this bullshit that's happening, because the Supreme Court said one thing and y'all are doing another. Y'all are not listening. New York for sure, New Jersey, like, the Supreme Court has ordered these things. Why aren't y'all listening? Shouldn't there be some kind of consequences? Shit is bugged out and crazy. I'll probably have and show more video throughout the week if I haven't already. This week we was talking about how they're starting to lock parents up. These courts, these people who don't know our rights, are starting to lock parents up for the things that the crimes that their children are committing. First time that it's happening, but right, so it's not supposed to happen at all. Like, that's just crazy. Parents weren't there. They were, what I'm saying, they weren't accessories. They didn't give the kid, they wasn't his getaway driver. So I mean, like, shit is it's a little bit crazy. What if it's not a gun? What if your kid takes the steak knife out the house? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit happens or whatever. Kids do crazy shit or whatever. How am I supposed to be responsible for any of that or whatever? Like, to a degree, yes. But at the same time, it's like, they did that dumb shit. Like, it was in the house. What? Who told them to go do that dumb shit? Now, If they got a recording of something somewhere where dad and mom was like, you know what? Yeah, take the gun and go shoot their ass. Yes, by all means. Like, yo, look, you encouraged this shit. You told him to do that shit. Yeah, you were fucking liable. You might as well have done that shit yourselves. Y'all get locked up too. But you have whatever in the house, pistol, knife, sword, machete. You got a chainsaw in the house. What if they kid took a pencil out of the house and did that with a pencil that was in the house that they bought yesterday? They bought a pencil for the kid yesterday. He took the pencil. They still, like, come on now. Y'all are all the way wilding out. I think that's wrong for them to be locked up. Maybe some other kind of probation or something like that or whatever. But nah, y'all chill. Jack, what's going on, Jack? Jack, my body, Jack. Say what's up, Jack. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We videoing right now, Jack. We're gonna keep you in because I don't feel like editing too much tonight. Feeling a little bit lazy. Um. So yeah, the people aren't respecting the Supreme Court and our rights, and that's something else that we need to. That's something that we need to start practicing more of, and uh, be more aware of how that's going on and happening. Part of my articulation, but it is what it is. Um, my feelings, right? Your feelings, right? Right. So this is a little bit of a touchy subject, right? Because LBGTQ plus one and everything else or whatever, right? That's another part of our society that it seems to be, kind of trying to like take over a little bit, right? And it's cool. Not hating on them, not really, but like, yeah, nah, y'all not the coolest. Y'all whack as fuck. Y'all whack as shit. Because what about my feelings? What about my feelings? Right? So I'm supposed to respect what you see, what your image is to you. How the fuck am I supposed to even know what your image is to you? Like, you're just another person to me, for real. Like, real talk. Like, you're another person, and whatever. If your outer appearance or whatever looks like a male, I'm gonna address you as a male. If you look like a female, I'm gonna address you as a female. If I see breasts or whatever and whatnot, I'm gonna address you as a female. And you can correct me, and there won't be a problem with that. If you want me to, see you as a dude or whatever. However, like, yeah, that's something you gotta communicate with me, because I, I I'm not trying to see whatever you got going on in your head about how you look. All right, that's number one, and then number two. All right, that's all good and all too, right? Like, look, right. Number two is your feelings. All right, I respect your feelings, and you can feel however you want about whatever you want. But what about my feelings? Right? Because I can't force my feelings upon you. You can't force your feelings upon me and my views and my, you know what I'm saying? Like, so slow down, because y'all are going way off the hook, way off the chain with the way y'all feel about shit or whatever and everything else. Well, hold on. Because what about my feelings? Fuck that bullshit. This is how I feel. This is what I think, and this is what I feel. I feel like, nah, that shit is absolutely batshit crazy. There's no way, no how that the shit y'all get away with it, and that it should be allowed. Like, nah, that shit is fucking ape shit bananas. You feel like a woman, so you want me to address you as a woman, let you into woman play? Nah, today you feel like a man or whatever, and I should address you as a man? Nah, y'all wildin'. Y'all are all the way wildin'. All right. I don't think that it's okay that if you know John one day or whatever, right, wants to be Jane, or always feels like he's more comfortable as Jane, but it's not okay for John to one day also feel like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable as John. I feel more comfortable as Chris, right? I don't feel like John. I'm not John. Like, nah, what are you talking about? Nah, I'm not John. I'm Chris. And I like X, Y, and Z and 1, 2, 3, right? John likes 4, 5, 6, and J through Q. I'm Chris. That's John. I don't like how our society says, nah, that man has a mental problem, and so he's crazy. But if John says, you know what, nah, I want to be Jane, it's supposed to be like, whoa, wait a minute, respect Jane, respect John to be Jane now. This is Jane now. That was John before. This is Jane now. That's okay. But if John wanted to be Chris now, like, that's a mental problem. Same thing for females, like, the same shit. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, I if she was Jill one day and wants to be Joanne the next day, that's a problem. But if she's Jill one day and wants to be Jack the next day, we have the problem. Like, wait a minute. Like, nah. I'm just saying. That's how I feel about it. Um, you could comment, you could discuss it. Um, I don't know, maybe I'm being ignorant or something like that, but explain that to me, because I don't get it. What's the difference? Like, this person doesn't feel like themselves. They feel like another version of themselves. So how is that? I don't know. Explain that to me, because that's how I feel about the situation. Like, that's the fucked up part that I feel about, like, the whole thing is like, nah, I don't know. Like, y'all, okay, like, not. I'm not saying that y'all crazy either, because I'm not saying that John, who wants to be, Jack the next day, he's not crazy. I'm saying, like, nah, that's okay. I'm saying, like, you know what, you should be able to. He should be able to rock like that. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip note of that, right? As far as feelings go, we can't be playing no fucking games, because I have a daughter, right? As a dad, this shit hit my mind, like, right, as soon as I had a daughter, right? All this kind of crazy shit was going on or whatever, and society views on shit or whatever. And I'm like, hold on, wait. So you mean to tell me I was 39, 40 or whatever at the time, some shit like that. And I'm like, hold up, wait. So you mean to tell me some 39, 40-year-old or whatever could be dating? I don't have a 16-year-old daughter, but I'm just using that number. My whatever age daughter, right? Way younger than, below 18, younger than 18, right? Below 18. This 30-something-year-old, some 30s, damn near 40-something-year-old guy could be dating my below 18 daughter, and say that because he feels like he's a teenager, that he can relate, so that he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is a teenager, because where does the buck stop? Where does the shit stop? Where, oh, this is how I feel like I'm this. I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm a man. I feel like I'm a woman. I feel like I'm a cat. I feel like I'm a dog, because we got the people who think they want to be animals and shit now too, and we're supposed to accept that shit or whatever. And we're going fucking rockers. We're going fucking bananas with all of this how I feel shit instead of what is, because in 500 years, when they dig us up, when they dig you up, when they dig me up, if they digging us up or whatever, but anybody that they do dig up from our time period, or happens to be dug up from our time period, they're not, their skeletal frame isn't going to reflect how they feel. It's going to reflect who they genetically were, male or female, because our bone structures, our muscles, like, all of that is you can't change it. You could go through as many surgeries as you want to look and have implants to look however you want to look physically, but underneath it all, our skeletal frames are different, and you can tell male from female by our skeletal frames. And like, yeah, you, I mean, cosplay the hell out of whatever you want to do and be or whatever, but at the same time, nah, you got to be able to switch that shit back and forth, because like the society needs to operate and function at a level way higher than what it is right now. Like, it's tearing up our society, allowing this um, animation of our imagination to come to life. Like, because that's our imagination. It's that's your imagination. You know what I'm saying? The world is what the world is, how the world is. Some of it good, some of it bad, and unfortunately, we need to be able to navigate through it in order to make it better, not just ignore it or pretend that it doesn't exist or whatever. And because that's exactly what we're doing by allowing um, these ideas, because that's what they are. They're just they're just like it's they're not concrete. As I said, like our skeletal frame, my skeletal frame is gonna dictate that I'm a male. My daughters, my mothers, every other natural woman on earth, their skeletal frame is gonna dictate that they are female. Um, Big, small, whatever it is, slim, you know what I'm saying? However, whatever meat mass that they have on them, their skeletal frame is still going to dictate whether they're male or female. And so I feel like we should stop playing games, because our society isn't really moving forward um, in a positive direction per se, because right, I can't change the color of my skin. I can't get you to view me. I feel like I should be valued as a rich white man. When I walk into some place, people should automatically assume that my credit is over 800. Um, that every card that's in my wallet is Air Max or better quality of credit card. Um, like you understand what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. Like, that's how I feel. Now I could walk out in the street tomorrow and feel like that all I want, everywhere I want. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get treated like that. And what the fuck am I supposed to do? Those are my feelings. Like, yo, fuck out of here. Fuck the bullshit. Let's come back to fucking reality. Because nah, deal with what you have to deal with, because that's what you have to deal with. I can't just, you know what I'm saying, people that you can't just go switching to, you know, which we're not in a virtual reality world. Like, this is the real world. In a virtual reality world, yeah, you can do that shit as much as you fucking want. And maybe our society is ahead of itself or whatever, and technology is the one that needs to catch up. Because in a virtual reality world, yeah, you could do that shit as much as you fucking want. All you fucking want is long as you can play. But in reality, nah, we need to keep ourselves in check, yin yang, and deal with these things for real if we want to really achieve. Because we're not, we're not. People get all upset about a Holocaust and what happened to the Jews for that short period of time. What about the Black Holocaust? What about the stuff that's been happening to black people for over 500 years now? Yeah, over 500. 400 is famous, but if it's five now, so it's like five now. Because the shit is still going on. Shit ain't never stopped. So I ain't never stopped counting. So what's popping? Like, where's it at? Like, yo, and a lot of people try to pretend like they don't understand, and I mean, like, well, it is. Nah, the years and years of the condition, the shit is still going on right now. They pump the shit on the TV and try to brainwash you and not like, yo, shit is crazy. Um, I'm not the one to make you understand or to give you all the viewpoints on everything. Like when you come, you watch my channel, like you already kind of know a little something, something. You hear a little more confirmation, but I want you to go fact check. That's what I want you to. I want you to go look shit up. Like I'm gonna show you a little bit of shit here and there, whatever and whatnot. But go do your own fact check. Fact check. With that being said, this video was a little bit longer than I thought it would be. Um, and so that's how I feel. What do you think about that? And let's talk about it. Leave some comments. Drop your thoughts. We will have another long discussion next week, YouTube. I'll talk to y'all then. In the meantime, check out the shorts, check out the other little short videos, leave your comments, like, hit that like bell, and peace out.